Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead, and it's time for Fun Friday. So we're going to do something that I've been wanting to do for a while, but I didn't want to break down and buy them. But I finally broke down and bought a 2-set of the big muffin pans. So we're going to make some pineapple upside down cakes. So let's come down here. I melted 2 sticks of butter. Let me stir that up a little bit. Alright, so we're going to pour a little bit in each pan. Not tons. We want enough to go for 12 of these. I finally found a sale for 17 bucks for a set of 2. So, guess what? I finally invested. I've wanted them for a long time. Matter of fact, if you put one in Walmart's cart, it's $400. I'm like, you must really not want to sell them. There, got rid of all that butter. Now you're going to take a tablespoon of brown sugar and put it in each one. I mean, if you want to pack it, you can. I'm not packing them real tight, just throwing them in there. I haven't made a pineapple upside down cake in years. But I thought, you know, I make Christopher a dessert on Fridays too. And instead of making great big cakes, why not make something like this that him and his fiance can carry to work too, for, you know, something at work. And same with Tom, he can carry it too. So now I'm going to take my just my little paddle here and kind of mix it together with the butter. Now, I watched Tennessee Nikki do this. I love that girl. She's so funny. I watched her do hers, and if you guys haven't ever seen her, she's really funny. You should go over and check her out. She's very loud, but she's funny. She does have some really good recipes, too. And if you do go over and see her, let her know that Chris at City Girl Homestead sent you over. So now, if you look, they're just too big. See how that works? They're kind of puffy. So what she suggested was you could take a pair of scissors, which I have out, but you could actually just tear a little piece out and it'll fit. Let's see how well I do with my fingers. If not, then I'll get my scissors over here out. Those do fit better if you take just that little piece out. And get those put in there. Look at that. That one was already broken, so ta-da. And then the leftover pineapple, what a shame, I'll have to eat it. I'll be right back. Alright, so now the next thing is you're going to put a cherry in between every one of those little holes. Oh yeah. Oh, what a shame. There was one extra. That's such a shame, wasn't it? I know. Alright, so now we need to have cake to go over top of that, right? And I put my scissors away for no reason. So we're going to do 2 cake mixes since I'm doing a double batch. I guess I should have had this open before I started, huh? Sometimes I work on Monday brain. But that's okay. I'm sure I'm not the only one that does that. My fingers are still numb, but they're about 50% better. So that's a good start. So maybe when I go see him Tuesday, maybe it'll be a lot better. Now, it calls for a 1/2 cup of oil. So obviously we have to double that up. We're going to do a cup of oil. There we go. Cup of oil. Then it calls for a cup of water. So I'm using liquid that I took off of the pineapple pieces, and I had to add about this much water. So now we're going to have 2 cups of the pineapple juice. And what I did is the little tiny pieces that were left, I chopped up and I put inside of that juice. So, and the other pieces we'll just eat. Now we need 6 eggs too. We finally got all the older eggs used up. Tom's been taking them every day for lunch, and he's got them all ate up now. And actually, a couple people at work goes, "Hey, can I grab a couple of your eggs?" So it's like, he's like, yeah. And those pretzels that we made, people have been getting hands full of those too as well. So it's nice when you can share your food. You know what I mean? And it's, you know, it might be just somebody's hungry. Like today, it's a good thing because Jack took all the leftover liver and onions, believe it or not. He took them home. And I had pizza left from yesterday, so that's what we had for breakfast, and I just had it for lunch too. And yesterday at work, they did a catered in fried chicken and whatever. So he never ate his Sloppy Joes. So we didn't have to go get anything out of the freezer. He had Sloppy Joes yesterday, or he'll have them today for lunch. So, you know, sometimes things work out. Jack, you guys, he loved the liver. He's like, "I'll take all of it home." I was just like shocked beyond words because he told me how much he hated it. And he told me, you know, he goes, "I really was not looking forward to today." So, hey, converted. All right, so now we're going to mix this up. Of course, I'm not going to make you listen to all of it. And just like magic, it's all mixed together. You know, I got to thinking I should have saved this for next week because of what we're going to do next week that Bernie suggested. But that's okay. We'll figure out something else too. So, this would be good, though, to take camping or to church socials or whatever. It would be a great idea. So I'm going to start out with a 1/2 cup of cake mix here. I don't know that you'll need the whole cup, 1/2 cup, because you don't want to go too full. So maybe just a little less than a 1/2 cup. That one I didn't put enough in. Just a tad bit more. I know, I made a mess. These are going to be delicious. And I haven't seen anybody say that you should grease your pans, but I did. So I grease my pans. because you're going to flip them all out. You don't want everything to stick. And I know these are supposed to be non-stick pans, but we all know that story, don't we? So, clean that little bit off. I'll put that first one in. Now these do go in a 350 oven for 25 to 30 minutes. And, you know, one cake mix would have been enough, by the way. I think. Or until your toothpick comes out clean. One of the two. So we're going to do something with the leftover there. We're not going to waste all that cake mix. You can see those little chunks of pineapple in there. Yeah, I think one cake mix would have been plenty. But that's all right. We can always fix if we got too much of something. Be right back. I was thinking her dad lives with them. So I had enough to do an 8x8 pan. And I'm not going to do a pineapple upside down cake because, you know, this is just going to sink when it bakes anyway. So why not use some of that leftover pineapple and kind of just decorate the cake with it a little bit. And then her dad can have some dessert. And we, you know, help to use up all the stuff that we had. But if you make it, I really don't think that you need 2 full cake mixes. I don't. I think that one would be plenty. Maybe it wouldn't be as full, I'm not sure, but I really don't think you need 2. And then we're just going to throw a couple cherries on there. Because why not? It'll sink down in. I feel better now about spending $2.75 on these cherries because I was like, ugh. But I found ways to use them up, so that's a good thing. So now I'm going to put that in the oven too. Then I'm going to get some cleanup done, and I'll be back and we'll do some fun stuff for Friday. Boy, did I have a mess to clean up. And I let Jack come over and eat the rest of the pineapple and the couple of cherries that were left too. So the little cakes are done. But before you flip them, make sure they cool down because everything's going to just stick to the bottom if you don't. The cake's not quite done, so we'll pull that out too when it's done. So the little fun facts I have today are 45 delicious cooking facts you'll love. And you know we're not going to go through the whole 45. We'll just go through a couple pages of it. I love looking these things up for you guys, so I hope you enjoy them. All right, the ability to tame fire and ice to cook and store food helped humans develop the new technology and innovations. Smoke, chiefly from indoor cooking fires, kills about 1.5 million people every year in the developing world. That is crazy. Historically, women were more vulnerable to the dangers of cooking, especially because they often wore billowing skirts and long sleeves around open fires, which that makes lots of sense. Cooking food with fire or heat is a uniquely human activity. While archaeology evidence for cooking only goes as far back as 1 million years, cooking may have started 2 million years ago. Yeah, you know, if you think about it, I just made a really ugly face. Like, I'm not into raw meat and stuff. Ugh. But I guess maybe over time your teeth have changed and maybe you could handle eating the raw meat. I don't know. I'd have to look that up. The Industrial Revolution transformed cooking forever. Food could be mass-produced, mass-marketed, and standardized. Historians note that kitchens are the place of violence. People regularly get burned, scarred, frozen, and especially cut. And let me tell you guys something. I worked in the prison system for a little bit. The kitchen is a very dangerous place. People will fight big time. I mean, all-out brawl over food. So, yeah, it even in the prison system, it's the most dangerous. Grilling food can increase cancer risks. I didn't know that. Charred meat can damage DNA and genetic material and initiate mutations that can lead to cancer. And we're all about to grill for the weekend. Oh my. A chief traditionally wears white because the chef is the first prime minister of France. Believed that white was the most hygienic of all colors. You can hear Belle, she's out here trying to be a star. Yes, we hear you. I hear you. You're not going to be a star today. Isn't it nap time? According to legend, in 146 BC, when the Byzantine Empire invaded Greece, Greek chefs fled to nearby monasteries and wore monks' clothes to fit in, including large stovetop hats. The pleats in a chef's hat not only have portray a sense of fashion, of professionalism, but traditionally they also represented how many recipes the chef had mastered. So a chef with 100 pleats may have been known to do 100 different ways to boil an egg. Oh my goodness. Is there 100 ways to boil an egg? Or is that just I don't know. Water, fire, boil. Just had to check the cake. That's funny. Historically, the taller the chef's hat, the more important or knowledgeable the chef was. Today, most chef's hats are about 9 to 12 inches tall. So does that mean they don't know as much now? Or that's too funny. The fear of vegetables is called lachanphobia. I don't know if I said it right, but the rise of fast food and the decline of cooking has undermined family dinners and increased obesity rates. I do believe that. I do, honestly. I think that with us feeling like we have to keep our kids busy all the time, it makes the kids fatter too, because they're getting all this gross stuff that's not, you know, I mean, I'm a fast food lover too, don't get me wrong, but more since COVID, and I'm still fat, so I guess it's just because I cook wrong, but anyway, yeah, I mean, they fill their kids full of that stuff. Like, it was a whoop-de-doo if we got to go out when we were kids, to McDonald's or Burger King. I can still remember the song. Was it 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun? I still am old, but there. Globally, eating bugs, also known as entomology, is the norm. They are eaten for their high protein, appealing crunchiness and taste. No. No. Just no. No. Before cookware emerged around 24,000 BC, humans relied on foraged shells or animal parts to store and carry their food. I think it's, honestly, they have found a lot of that stuff when they've done their, digs and stuff. And actually, that's what I wanted to do when I was a little girl. I wanted to go out and dig and find all kinds of stuff. But, a lot of tribes and stuff, even back then, they did not waste anything. Like, if they killed a deer or anything like that, they would use the carcasses to do things, even if it was just to make jewelry. They would use the, skin to make stuff. They did not let anything go to waste. Something, unfortunately, that hasn't went through to our generations, which that's sad. A chef knife. I'm thinking about chefs and big tall hats now. Anyway, a sharp knife does less damage than a dull knife to the cell walls of an onion, which releases less propanol and oxide and the chemical that causes the eyes to water. I did not know that either. Sharpen your knife before we cut onions. A cook actually cuts himself or herself less with a sharp knife because the sharp knife uses less force to cut through food. That makes sense, actually, because, and I think the cuts are worse if the knives are dull. The oldest type of soup dates from about 6000 BC. The recipe calls for sparrow and hippopotamus meat. Well, zoos lock up your animals because we don't have hippopotamuses to just walk around. The 17th century Europe professional chefs in rich households were mainly men. They often worked naked or in undergarments because the intense heat in the kitchen. Ladies, start your engines. Can you imagine? Can you imagine your man? He's just prancing around the kitchen. That would be so funny. Because I always tease Tom when he gets out of the shower. I go, bring me my ice pop in the nude. Can you imagine? That'd be funny. Anyway. Chris has got jokes today. Watch out. The pound cake is so named because the original recipe called for a pound of butter, flour, sugar, and eggs. United States Fire Department responds to 156,000 home fires involving cooking equipment each year. If improperly cooked, a pufferfish or a fagu is lethal. It contains a toxin 1,200 times more fatal than cyanide. I understand people want to try the newest, coolest thing and whatever, but I am not going to even try anything that could possibly just kill me instantly. No. Let's say that again. No. Cod milk is considered a delicacy. I think that's supposed to be milk. Cod milk is considered a delicacy around the world. No. Oh, no, it's not. It's milt. Milt is actually fish sperm. I should have read these before I printed them off. Oh, my. Scientific research shows that grilling, barbecue, or smoking meat and fish can increase the risk of cancer. What showed that? So, for next Friday, we've got 2 more pages that we'll do. Some of them I didn't have any clue, which a lot of them I didn't. And, yeah, some are kind of funny, actually. So, I hope you guys enjoy the Fun Fridays. I never know what to say or what to make or blah, 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 whatever. But it's just us getting together and having fun, I hope. And I search the internet looking for fun facts and whatever so that we have something that we can kind of... Because I do like fun facts. I think they're cool. Because, fun facts are like how we originated and stuff like that. It's pretty cool, Oh, that cake is looking delicious. And these are starting to get cool. So as soon as those all get cool, I'm going to flip them. And then I'm going to bring you back and show you what they look like. And I hope you had fun with my facts today. And we'll finish the list next week. Alright, so while they were cooling, I packed up 15 more pounds of hamburger. I picked it up on my way home from up north last night. Plus 2 pounds for tonight. So, and I got it for $38. So that's 18 pounds of hamburger. That's pretty good. So here's our little cakes. Aren't they adorable? And then we have the little cake for her dad. So I'm going to get both of them dumped out and put on 2 plates so that we have nice desserts. And I want to thank you guys for following along with me and sitting here with me today for my Fun Friday. I hope you had fun. You guys have a blessed and wonderful day. Be a blessing, and I'll see you at supper.